presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
McCovey Cove, the site of Game 2 of a 3-game series. The Padres will be looking to bounce back, and looking for his first win of 2016 is James Shields. Next from San Fran. One of the great venues in all of Major League Baseball, AT&T Park, the site of tonight's game between the Giants and the Padres. Matt Kemp, terrific numbers against the Giants over the course of his career. Good numbers against Johnny Cueto. He's got 2 home runs against Cueto as well. He's back in the lineup for the Padres. Last night, Angel Pagano, huge night from the number 9 spot, 3 for 4 as part of the Giants' victory. It's the middle game of a 3-game series between the Giants and the Padres. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, the Padres with another tough loss last night, and last night late again. They show some things in the 8th inning to try to come back in the ball game, almost getting there, but not quite.
Any team wants to get an early lead and work with that, turn over the pitching staff. But late in the ball game, the Padres in the 8th inning, they had it going hard, throwing Hunter Strickland on the mound. Great blueprint from the hitters, taking up the opposite way, getting in scoring position. Now utilize some speed. Upton on base with the base hit. He's in scoring position. Now, with the single up the center of the diamond, Alexei Ramirez, right? He scores, Brett Wallace. And this is the part of the game that this team really needs to capitalize on and put the nail in the coffin. Get multiple base runners on and make it hurt. It didn't happen right there. This is a do league. It's not a try league. And you ask any player in that clubhouse, hey, we didn't come through. That's what they're going to say. And that's just part of the game. But still, it's got to start tonight to where they start driving in those runs and help the pitching staff and walk away with a victory.
Speaking of the pitching, had a good pitching matchup last night. Got another good one tonight, and 2 veterans going head-to-head in tonight's action.
Well, you know what? As we look at this marquee matchup, James Shields, we know what he can do. He's got the fastball changeup. Big key for James Shields is that keeping the ball in the ballpark because he's susceptible to the home run. Johnny Cueto, he's out there doing his best El Tiante, Luis Tiant imitation, but he's on the verge of winning his 100th game.
Shields looking for his first win of the year, and always good numbers against the Giants.
He's got to throw efficient pitches early in the count, and we've got the good location of the fastball early along with that changeup. Should have some swings and misses. There are some guys in the Giants lineup that swing the hot bats. Hopefully he can cool those bats.
And Johnny Cueto 3-1 so far in the year with his new club.
He's deceptive. This guy can quick pitch you. He'll throw the fastball. And just when you're thinking about the delivery, he's got you, because then he freezes you with a fastball. He throws the curveball. He just keeps all the hitters off balance. Pitching is about disrupting the timing, and I'll tell you what, Johnny Cueto is a master at that.
Pretty good pitching matchup here tonight from San Francisco, and no doubt looking for his first win will be James Shields tonight, as the Padres need a victory badly in this Game 2 of the series. We will take a break. On the other side, Mike and Mark, which pitchers off the free agent market will make the biggest splash? They'll talk about it when we return after this.
Padres about to take. Welcome back, everyone, to AT&T Park. The Padres about to take on the Giants very soon. But before we do, I'm here with hitting coach Alan Zinter. Now, Wil Myers has done some very impressive stuff as of late at the plate. 10-game hitting streak. What have you seen from him since he started taking BP with Andy in the cage and they had that moment together?
Yes. Well, I've seen a better focus in the box. So that's where it boils down to. His approach, he's been able to execute and grind out ABs, and fouling off, spoiling pitches that are close, and then getting a mistake. And when he gets a mistake, he's been able to put it in play and drive it and get some hits.
Was there a specific moment that you can go back to when you saw something in him change and you saw that adjustment?
I think there was a time there that first week or that second, at the beginning of our homestand, when he was working, he came out early and he was frustrated, and I think he struck out twice. And he came back and it was just like, that's enough, you know. And after that, he got really focused, and he got focused throughout the AB. You know, he had good intentions the first two times up, but I think it was like, here we go again once he got the 2 strikes, and then he kind of lost that focus a little bit. But yeah, after that second strikeout, he came back, and since then he's been pretty locked in with his mind.
Biggest challenge going up against Cueto tonight and what he represents. What have you told Will about that?
Well, you just you still got to get a good pitch to hit. You know, as baseball players, as hitters, we got to take what the pitcher has. He holds all the variables, but we got to find a way to get him over the plate, keep him over the plate, and when he shimmies, maybe we'll shimmy back.
I like that. Shimmy it up. We'll be shimmying it up very soon as the Padres take on the Giants after this.
Padres baseball brought to you by Infinity. Visit your local San Diego area Infinity retailer for a test drive today. By Petco, your complete pet store. By Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. And by Pinnacle on the Park. Make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. A beautiful night in San Francisco. A little bit on the cool side. A good breeze headed out towards right field as James Shields finishes up his warm-up tosses in the pen, makes his way into the dugout, and the Padres get ready to take on the Giants. Let's check out the Padres visiting lineup. It's brought to you by Toyota. Jon Jay leading it off and in center field for San Diego with Wil Myers batting second, riding a 10-game hitting streak coming in. He's at first base with Matt Kemp in right field batting third. Melvin Upton Jr. in left field. It is Derek Norris doing the catching with Alexei Ramirez at shortstop batting sixth. Jamal Weeks at second base out of the 7th spot, and Adam Rosales at third base bats eighth. James Shields doing the pitching and batting ninth against Johnny Cueto.
And the 30-year-old is making his 5th start of the season. The scouting report for Johnny Cueto is brought to you by UC San Diego Health. This guy, he's fun to watch, and he can mix up all of his pitches. The 2-4-seam fastball, the cutter, slider, changeup, curveball. Varies his delivery. He's very aggressive in the zone. 22 strikeouts this year to only 4 walks. That's pretty impressive.
Let's check out the Giants defense in behind him. It's brought to you by Renovation Realty. From left to right across the outfield, Angel Pagan, Denard Span, and Hunter Pence. Third to first, Matt Duffy, Brandon Crawford, Joe Panic, and Brandon Belt, with Buster Posey doing the catching for Johnny Cueto as the Giants defensively align here. And as Jon Jay about ready to step in here for the Padres. Important game tonight for San Diego. Really need a win here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially after yesterday's loss, long loss. James Shields got to be the closer. Got to go out there and stop the Giants' winning streak. They've been scoring a lot of runs lately.
Jon Jay standing in, and the first pitch of the ball game is going to miss for ball one. I saw the numbers for Cueto at home. Things have not been great for him out of the gate. The number's not terrible, but better away. Here's a liner down the right field line for Jon Jay into the right field corner. Jay is headed for 2 as Pence goes to dig it out, and Jon Jay with a good start to the ball game for the Padres doubles down the line in right and down towards the corner.
How about starting off this way? Go with a nice double, getting those legs loose and getting into scoring position just out of the reach of Belt. That is some good hitting right there. We talked about it before the game. Jon Jay, good numbers against Johnny Cueto, and he continues to roll with the big numbers against the right-hander.
A double to get it started tonight for Jon Jay, and here's Wil Myers. And terrific at the plate. 20 games on the year, 309 average, 4 homers and 9 runs batted in. On the ground, right side, and it's Panic to his right. He'll take care of business, but with the grounder to the right, Jay takes third base. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
All right, just thinking a lot of keys today, and one of the things was keep Cueto quiet. You know, it's not like he's been getting rat-tat-tatted around here at home, but the numbers are the numbers. And create, listen to this here, create a Myers, Kemp, and Upton sandwich. You know what I mean by that? Well, the meat of the order is Myers, Kemp, Upton. We need some bread to make a sandwich. The other guys around the meat of the order to make it happen and get a victory tonight. That's where I'm going with the sandwich.
The guys on the other side
are the bread,
the top and the bottom.
Correct.
I get it.
Right, like bookends.
Matt Kemp with a runner at third, and Kemp will take a look at strike one. Great numbers against the Giants overall in his career. Good numbers against Johnny Cueto too. 289 average coming in with 5 home runs, 13 runs batted in for Kemp. He likes playing here at AT&T Park. At least the numbers say that. I'm not so sure he actually likes it here, but the numbers are good. And a breezy night here tonight. What are the conditions? 55 degrees. Feels chillier than that, to be honest.
It got cold late last night. I think it's going to be the same tonight. Boy, Brandon Belt, when you look at him, you know, we've seen shifts before. He's in between literally first and second base.
Equidistant. Fly ball down the right field line, headed towards foul ground. So is Belt and Pence, but neither will have a chance. Back into the seats.
as Belt gets back into position where he is aligned. And you look at balls in play for Matt Kemp.
On the ground, pretty much towards the shortstop area, 5.5 hole, and then in the air, 14% to right center field.
They were talking about how they're going to approach Johnny Cueto today and what approach to take as a hitter. And one of the things that they really want to do is try to keep guys on base, because he's much different from the stretch than he is from the wide. He does a bunch of different stuff when he's from the wide he can't do from the stretch. You want to have guys on against him.
Or else it would be a balk. You're right. From the stretch position is key.
All kinds of wiggling and quick pitching and everything else that he does. Bunch of different looks.
And it's got to be hard as a hitter. You got to concentrate on the release point. All that other stuff is just window dressing. But still, he can disrupt you with that motion when he goes from the windup.
Kemp with a swing and a miss, strikes out. Took something off there and gets Kemp to go for a strikeout for Johnny Cueto. 2 down.
Didn't look like Cueto was going to give much to Kemp to hit there. That was a changeup out of the zone, and Matt Kemp goes fishing for it. From the stretch, pretty basic leg kick, high front side, good follow through. Good arm action on the changeup too.
So Kemp retired big out there. Second out of the inning, and here's Melvin Upton Jr. .258 average for Melvin coming into the ball game tonight. John Jay with a leadoff double, took third on the ground out by Myers. Kemp struck out, and now a chance here for Upton Jr.
You know, it was frustrating last night late when they couldn't get those runs home, and it's even more frustrating in the first inning. Leadoff double, guy at third base, fewer than 2 outs, and you'd really like to get that 1 point up on the board early.
It seems, at least in the last 3 or 4 days, of playing from behind and trying to play catch up, which they've done a nice job of late in the game. It's just not enough. And yesterday, a perfect example. Pitch in there for a strike. Fastball that time at 92. Got to get to him early, and some teams have. The first inning's been a bit of a problem for him.
Man, what a drastic change in those numbers. My goodness.
You don't get to him early, you may not get to him at all. On the ground to shortstop. Brandon Crawford picks and throws, and that is that. Cueto gets out of it, works his way around a leadoff double by John Jay. Giants are coming up.
The other pitchers and players are following his lead.
Swing and a miss, strikes him out.
You can't be scared to take the rock every 5 days, and most importantly, you can't be scared of failure.
Well, James Shields hoping to keep it going here as he takes on a Giants team. Pretty good one. Let's check out the Giants lineup. It's brought to you by Hyundai. And Denard Span leading it off again. He is in center field with Joe Panik at second base. Matt Duffy at third. Buster Posey in the cleanup spot doing the catching with Brandon Belt at first base. Hunter Pence in right field with Brandon Crawford at shortstop. Johnny Cueto, the pitcher, batting eighth. That's what Bruce Bochy's been doing. And Angel Pagan batting ninth. And that's what he's been doing as well. Last night, a big night for Pagan. He's doing 3 for 4 from that number 9 spot of the Giants order.
Well, he's responded quite well in that number 9 spot. Accepted that role. Paid dividends last night.
Span coming in, hitting at 257. As you mentioned, kind of a prototypical leadoff hitter. Less and less in the game today. Shields in his 5th start of the year. Fly ball center field. John Jay back there with room. Will make the catch for the first out of the bottom of the first inning.
Well, with James Shields on the hill today, the 34-year-old making his 5th start. The scouting report: fastballs to both sides of the plate. Let's see if he tries to bury it into the lefties. And he's confident in change. That's a pitch that he will throw anytime, even 3-2. And like he just said before we came back this inning, you cannot be afraid of failure. He is out there. He's giving it his all. The foot is on the pedal, and he's going to leave that mound tonight down with an empty tank. You can bet on that.
Joe Panik standing in. And behind the plate, DJ Rayburn calling the balls and strikes tonight. Clint Fagan at first base. Vic Carapazza at second. And the crew chief, Bill Welke, will take care of third base for the umpires. Shields falling behind here, 2-0 to Joe Panik. With Matt Duffy waiting on deck here for the Giants. Deep in straight away are the Padres. Foul tipped at the dish, and it's 2-1.
You know, once again, it looks like they're bunching the gaps as Madison Bumgarner looks on after last night's performance. He got the win going 2-2. There's the line and 114 pitch effort. You know, it looked like his velocity was down though a little bit last night.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
To right field. Matt Kemp coming in a step or two, and he'll pull it in for out number 2. Let's take a look at the Padres defensively. It's brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Left to right across the outfield. Upton Jr., Jay in center, Kemp in right. Around the infield, it's Adam Rosales, Alexei Ramirez, Jamal Weeks, and Will Myers. Doing the catching is Derek Norris for James Shields. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning, and Matt Duffy the batter.
You know what was fun last night? When Duffy was up and he hit that ball to center field, and because we were commenting on John Jay in the shift.
Yeah, exactly
over
where
towards
he
right
was.
center, and look where he was playing, and look where he hit it.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Because he was well into right center, and it really stood out. And then all of a sudden, he hit it right to him. There's a fly ball headed towards John Jay, right to him again. 3 fly ball outs in order in the bottom of the first inning for James Shields. We're done with 1 from San Fran. No score.
score as we head to the top of the second. Well, in an effort to bolster the bullpen, Andy Green and the Padres have called up from AAA El Paso left-handed pitcher Michael Kirkman. He said he got the call at 9 a.m., said it was the best news he could possibly wake up to. He arrived this afternoon, and in a corresponding move, they have optioned Jose Perella to AAA El Paso. Guys?
Julie, thanks very much. Yeah, we saw Perella in the ball game last night come off the bench in a pinch hit role for the Padres, and right now they need help and they need arms.
How about 3 lefties in the bullpen for Andy Green and the Padres? Hand, Buchter, now Kirkman. And the good thing about Kirkman, a little big league time with Texas dating back to 2010. So 3 lefties in the bullpen.
Derek Norris leading it off. Sounds like Darren Balsley was pleased with Kirkman coming up, like what he saw from him in the past.
Yep.
Less of a bench for Andy Green to work with, really.
Yeah, leaves him with 4. Jankowski, Wallace, Bethancourt, and Blash.
Duffy at third takes care of Norris for the first out here of the second inning. That is 4 in a row now retired by Cueto after that leadoff double by John Jay.
Let's keep an eye on the quick pitches tonight from Johnny Cueto. He will go into that rock delivery, and then all of a sudden the short leg kick and just bang. Spin and throw off that rubber.
He's fun to watch.
He is fun to watch.
One down here in the second inning brings up Alexei Ramirez, batting out of the 6th spot tonight for the Padres.
There it is.
No time to get ready. I'm coming at you.
He just flips it up there at 82, a little wrinkle in it to get ahead.
There you go. Works quickly generally anyway for the most part, but will quick pitch you on occasion.
Watch a little rock step and then just
yeah,
gotta go.
Cueto, 30 years of age, from the Dominican Republic. World Series champion in 2015 with the Royals, and he will get ahead of you.
You're going to get something early to hit, that's for sure. But it's just not the command. It's not just a control. It's the command, because he can split the corners with the best of them.
On the ground towards third base, it is a fair ball. Matt Duffy on the run and in time. Nice play. Duffy was charging it because he wasn't sure. And the call made by Bill Welke was going to be a fair ball, so he fires across and just does get Ramirez 2 down.
That's one of those tough plays because his momentum going towards home plate, and he kind of had to double clutch there. But still an accurate throw and a nice stretch by Brandon Belt. So he's got to stay in fair territory because he's going to get run up by Ramirez. That's one of the luxuries of being a big, tall first baseman.
5 in a row retired by Cueto. A little help from his friends defensively behind him. And here's Jemile Weeks. Cueto had a 20-win season the year before last, 2014, with the Cincinnati Reds. He was 20-9 that year. Last year combined to go 11-13 between Cincinnati and Kansas City, and of course, as you mentioned before, a world champion last year with the Royals. 9 innings, 1 run in his only World Series appearance. Swinging a foul tip, and he strikes out Jemile Weeks. Second K for Cueto, makes quick work of the Padres. Inning and a half done, no score from San Fran.
Brought to you by Ram Trucks. How about last night's play? Melvin Upton Jr. in left field. Matt Duffy single right. He's going to try to turn it into two. Not with Melvin Upton. Perfect strike. Jemile Weeks for the tag. That was in the third inning. Not only the glove and covering some ground, great range, but also showing off the hose. 7 on the come out. That's a winner. Melvin Upton Jr. Everybody's a winner, and that was one heck of a play by the Padre left fielder.
Buster Posey leading it off here in the bottom of the second inning. Shields had a 1-2-3 first inning, 3 fly ball outs, getting Span, Panic, and Duffy in succession. See Posey, Belt, and Pence here in the second inning. Now the record for Shields coming in 0-3, but really that's not indicative of the way that he's pitched so far, Mark Grant.
He should have at least 1 or 2 wins, don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah,
a little run support, a little help.
Well, he's only gotten how many? 4 runs.
Sharply hit, nicely picked by Rosales on a hop. Makes the throw and gets at first base Buster Posey. Nice play. That ball changed direction and a tough hop, and Rosales comes up with a very nice pick.
Taking advantage of every opportunity over there at third base, Adam Rosales. And both third baseman and pitcher can smile after that one. Well, here it is. It's a curveball. Posey way out in front. Now let's watch how he reacts. Keep it in front of him. The ball hits so hard. Posey doesn't run well. Fires a strike. I'm going to correct myself. Only 6 runs of support and 4 starts for James Shields this year.
Still not a lot.
Not a lot.
Conflicted couple right here. Giants, Padres. One down in the second inning. Brandon Belt, the batter. See that play by Rosales, and we're reminded of how many different places he can play. Before the ball game, Andy Green was asked about who would pitch should the Padres ever need a position player, and he said right now on this roster, Rosales would be first.
He's done it before.
He hopes he doesn't have to do it again.
That's right. Yeah.
You never want that, but if it happens, he'd be the guy.
I can see him towing the slab, casting the spheroid plateward.
I don't know how the discussion got there today, but they were talking about emergency situations. And Andy was asked about who would be an emergency pitcher, who would be an emergency catcher. He said Will Myers on the catching thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Came up as a catcher.
Haven't done it in a long time, but he would be a guy who would be real reluctant to do it. It would be only an emergency basis, but that conversation came up today. As a pitch up to Belt grabs his attention. Padres shifting on the right side.
I like that last pitch, Don, from James Shields. Kind of straightening up a little bit. Brandon Belt. See if he goes back in there.
Couldn't hold up. Fifth career start against the Giants for Shields tonight. Made 3 starts against the Giants last year. 1-1 with a 4.50 earned run average. That was last year. Strike 3 call. High strike at that. Belt thought it was too high. First K of the night for James Shields.
Hey, show some confidence. Bury that 2-seamer in there. It comes back. A nice frame job by Derek Norris. And Brandon Belt does not like it at all. You know, he doesn't have to like it. He can just tell his story going back to the dugout and send up the next guy.
The career against the Giants for Shields in 4 starts, 2-1, 2.88 ERA. He's retired the first 5 Giants that he's faced in the ball game, and here's Hunter Pence. Couple of runs here last night for the Giants, and this one for Pence. Drew Pomerantz right down the line and left.
Looks like he went out and got a changeup, kept it fair. You can see with his body and that swing, he had to go down, he had to get it out in front. Kept it fair for the homer.
And the 5th start for Shields, all in April. Over his career, 22-11 in 51 career starts in April. It's usually his best month ERA-wise of any month of the year as well. Comes in with a 4.15 ERA to this point, but again 0-3. Falls behind here 3-0.
He's been around the block. We all know that. The things he can and cannot control. What he can control is that ball out of the hand, making good quality pitches. He can't do anything about the offense. You know, he can get a runner over, obviously, but defense, lack of run support, nothing he can do about that.
4-pitch walk here to Hunter Pence, first base runner of the night for the Giants. Well, tonight's game is presented by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. And one of the most beautiful venues in the major leagues here at AT&T Park.
Behind Petco Park.
Absolutely.
Right.
A little chilly here tonight as it was last night. Fans bundled up.
Hey, scarves. I'm a big fan. I think they're underrated. And those Padre fans are taking advantage. Big fan of the toques, too, the beanies, to keep the chrome dome warm.
2 down here in the second. Pence at first for Brandon Crawford. Strike over the outside corner. You know, I don't own a scarf. I've never had a scarf.
You've got to get one because it keeps you warm.
Right.
There are times when you can have a scarf and you don't need a jacket to keep warm. The scarf will be suffice.
You know, I would like it as an ascot. You know, one of those.
I've worn one of those before. Yeah, very regal looking. Yeah, yes. Very nautical.
Yes. Nautical. On the ground, foul outside of first. He'll head down towards the pen. Didn't miss by a lot, but it was foul.
You know, one of the characters of the game that was a Padre a few years ago was John Baker. Remember John the catcher?
Yes.
Real cool guy, Cal Berkeley guy. And he would dress up for different themes during the season. And one time he comes in with a suit, with an ascot and a monocle and a walking cane and a top hat. Very cool.
Hunter Pence at first. 2 down here for the Giants.
Got to waste one out of the zone here.
And he hits him. 0-2. Hits him in the back of the legs, it looked like, or on the backside. And Crawford will head down to first base. A little bit higher, maybe on the elbow.
Yeah, that's one of those that's it's frustrating because you said, Don, 0-2, 2 outs, base runner. He wants to bury it inside, and where'd this get him? In the tricep area above the elbow, maybe?
Right around that pad he's got on underneath the shirt.
Yeah. And it allows the Giants to get a runner into scoring position. But you know, he did the same thing to Belt, right? Yep. He buried it inside, and I've got no problem with that at all.
Something he worked on all spring training long was coming inside more. And now he's got to deal with Johnny Cueto, 1 for 11 on the year. The Giants pitcher.
Johnny Cueto with a little hello to Derek Norris and the home plate umpire, DJ Rayburn. A tap of the shin guards.
I think you should have done more of that, been nicer to the umpires during the course of your career.
Yeah.
Said hello more.
Maybe that strike zone would have been a little bigger.
Yeah. A walk and a hit batsman, 2 on. And a liner to center. Jay coming in to make the catch. Good contact for Cueto, but it's the end of the inning. Giants strand the pair. We play 2 without a score. Padres history brought to you by Geico. On this date in 2006, Padres catcher Mike Piazza becomes the 41st Major League player to collect 400 home runs. Adrian Gonzalez was waiting for him at home plate as he came in with his 400th home run.
And Cooperstown will be waiting for Mike Piazza.
That's right.
Very shortly.
What do you remember about him and his time with the Padres?
Ooh. Great guy, first of all. And you know what? He was a big World War II fan, history fan, and aviation fan. See, the thing I like about meeting new players.
Suppose he's got a chance. He does not.
You know, you can talk ball anytime you want. I want to find out the other things that they're interested in. History, Mike was big on, and aviation. Just fascinated with it. Well, so you got to go talk to the Colonel then, Jerry Coleman.
Yeah.
And he loved talking to Jerry. So those are the two things that remain. Just an all-around good guy.
How do you broach that with players when you show up? I mean, you meet them for the first time. I mean, is that something that comes along later in your relationship with players? Or do you start off right away wanting to know?
No, I kind of set the groundwork to where I want to have them feel comfortable and get settled, rather than putting the full court press on them. Give them their space a little bit here, a little bit there, then find out, hey, we all know what you do on the field. How about other stuff?
Close pitch just missed, and Adam Rosales leading it off here in the third inning. 6 in a row retired by Cueto.
I think it's refreshing for the player as well, rather than always baseball, baseball, baseball. Look at that pause.
Swing and a miss. A little Louis Tiant move there on that one. Rosales strikes out. Third K for Cueto as we check in with Julie Alexandria.
Hey guys, well, I'm here in the outfield in front of the 1927 old-time four-fingered baseball glove sculpture, which came here to the park in 2000, and it was constructed by 4 different female artists. And what they did, legend has it, and a couple of people that work here at the stadium have told me, that upon completion of the sculpture, they stapled each, get this, a pair of their underwear to the inside of the glove fingers as sort of an inside joke, if you will. But it was made from a 3D printer of an actual 1927 glove. So if you get up close to it, it is absolutely incredible. You can see just all of the stitching and the attention to detail. Just absolutely incredible. Looks like a real leather glove. Pretty cool.
So is the material real?
It's not real leather. It's actually made of composite, but was made by a 3D printer so that it looks so real, and that's how they constructed it.
So real.
It does. It really does.
It's pretty cool.
And Shields fouling it off here, batting from the 9 spot. Now you wore the 4-finger glove when you played, right?
Not that old. You know, the joke here in San Francisco is it's only got 4 fingers, right? Usually a glove has 5 fingers.
Right.
And everybody says, well, what did the Giants do with the other finger? They said they gave it to the Dodgers.
That's good.
Yeah. That's the joke around here with the fans. Quick pitch.
This park has so much character. You have that out there. You got Covey Cove and right. You got the brick out there and right. There's a lot going on here. Swing and a miss. Shields strikes out. That's 3 Ks in a row for Cueto. Back-to-back Ks here in the 3rd inning. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. MLB most career hits versus Cueto, and John Jay with 13. Only McCutchen and Aramis Ramirez with more, both tied with 18.
And believe me, Johnny Cueto knows the numbers. He knows who's in his book, who hits him well. I think every pitcher does.
John Jay with a double his first time up. Fortunately, the Padres could not get him in. He doubled and then got to 3rd on a ground out, but could not advance further. You got to be ready. He's coming at you.
And you know what? What was that stat we showed earlier about first pitch strikes?
Yeah. Wonder how many of them are like that.
He's 8 of 10 right now. Up to this point in the ball game.
Okay, you know that. Are you coming in swinging at that first pitch?
If I'm getting a fastball and it's in that area, I'm hacking. Bruce Bochy says he's a great teammate. He's entertaining, even for the skipper of the Giants. He looks forward every 5th day to see Cueto go out there. Oh, look at that! What was that?
What was that? A little hitch.
Kind of like the shoulder tilt and then looking up towards the upper deck.
A little wiggle. I mean, it's almost like he makes it up as he goes.
Yeah.
You can't see.
I can't think of anybody else like him in that regard who has so many different looks.
If I had to do it all over again, I would do something like that. I really would.
Strike 3 call, freezes Jay. 4 strikeouts in a row for Cueto. He's got it going on. 2.5 done, no score.
Does he really take that longboard really everywhere? Is that like a shtick? Like he shows up in a car and then he gets on the board? But you're on that thing.
Yeah, I ride from the parking lot to the clubhouse every day, and I'm not much of a super skateboarder, but a longboard I definitely love doing and cruising out on the town and just hanging out.
Part of the conversation Mike Pomerantz will have on SD Live after the post-game tonight, and I have seen him on that longboard go from the parking lot to the clubhouse. He goes zipping down the hallway at Petco Park.
I would say longboards are kind of like the cruiser version of a regular skateboard. So just kick back and, like he said, cruise to the clubhouse and go to work.
Angel Pagan leading it off here in the last half of the 3rd inning, batting out of the 9 spot. Good numbers, 356 coming in, 3 for 4 in last night's game. Likes the beginning of the season. March and April. 120 hits, only Jose Altuve with more since the beginning of 2013. Reaches out, grounds into the backhand. Alexei Ramirez into the split to grab it, and then he throws him out. Nice play by Alexei Ramirez.
Hit it to the wrong guy, Angel. Tell you what, a refreshing addition to the Padres defense at shortstop. Alexei Ramirez. We've known him as a White Sox for so many years. And the accurate throw on the back end. Here it is again. To his right. Alexei! He's fun to watch, isn't he? And tell me there's pitchers on the bench just smiling ear to ear when they see him out there.
Appreciated so much. The effort he puts in, the range he is displaying, and has done so, as you mentioned, for so many years in the American League Central with the Chicago White Sox. First year that he's been anywhere else. And certainly glad to have him in a Padres uniform. Showing bunt, pulling it back, and taking strike 1 as Span. They were charging from the corners. Span grabbed their attention.
Yeah, Myers playing way back at first base. Jamal Weeks and Ramirez normal shortstop and second base position, and then Rosales way off the line at the cut of the grass.
Denard Span, 32 years of age now, first year here. Nice addition for the Giants into the top of their order. Spent the first 6 years of his major league career with the Minnesota Twins, last couple with the Washington Nationals. Up over 300 last year at 301 and 246 at bats a year ago. Sprays it foul and it hangs at 1-2. It was a first round draft choice by the Twins initially, 20th overall. Signed by the Giants as a free agent in January. Signed a 3-year deal. Take him through 2018 in a Giants uniform. Pops it up, shallow left. Ramirez out, Upton in. And it's Upton who will put it away for out number 2. Kind of twilight here right now. Not easy on the outfielders. 2 down.
You know what I like to see? The changeup out of the hand of James Shields, and then Denard Span take this hack. Way out in front, all arms, all wrists, nothing behind it, and once again played perfectly in left field, enabling Melvin Upton Jr. to make the catch. And there's what you're talking about, Don, the twilight. What is it? Light night?
I think you could use both. I said twilight, but I don't know if that's real.
Well, twilight used to be twilight double headers, right?
Right.
Back in the day.
Which I liked. You play one after the other.
Sure.
Joe Panik batting. Seems like everybody now with the day-night doubleheader, which is tough on players. Long day. Very hard to win both games of a day-night doubleheader. Falls behind Panik here, 2-0. One strikeout to 2 2/3 for Shields. Grounder down the first baseline. Myers will take it himself to the bag. Will Myers with the final out. He's coming up when we come back. He's got a 10-game hitting streak. He'll lead it off with Kemp and Upton Jr. to follow. Our San Diego fan of the game. And there are quite a few Padres fans throughout this beautiful AT&T Park in San Francisco. Last night we saw some brown jerseys throughout the ballpark.
Mm-hmm. I see him all the time.
Tonight.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And Will Myers leading it off here in the 4th inning. Myers, Kemp, and Upton Jr. And Myers lines it into left center field for a base hit. 11-game hitting streak for Will Myers, and he continues to roll right along.
That will bring a smile to hitting coach Alan Zinter's face, no doubt about it. Will Myers is swinging a hot shillelagh, yo. First pitch, just a little wrinkle in it. Cueto's going to be around the plate. We know that, and that one isn't really a put-away breaking ball. That was just to give him a different look, a wrinkle to get ahead. Will Myers all over it for the base knock.
Breaks up a string of 9 in a row retired by Cueto. There is Alan Zinter.
He's wearing the gloves. Goes to show you, it's cold down there in that field.
The last 3 games for Matt Kemp. How about that? 7 for 14. Second look at Cueto, and he'll take ball 1. Struck out swinging in the first inning. 5 strikeouts for Johnny Cueto through the first 3 innings. A soft toss over, not the real move from Cueto.
Yeah, he's that was like a courtesy move.
A show me.
Right. We can call that the old Missouri move. The show me move.
Wants a new baseball, gets one. Home plate umpire DJ Rayburn. Two and one. Well, Myers hit the second Padres hit of the night. John Jay with a leadoff double to start the game, but he was left at third base. Then Cueto went on to retire the next 9 in a row. Well, the base hit here by Myers, who's held on by Brendan Bell.
Hey, big pitch here. Hitters count at 2-1.
On the ground, foul.
Put a wrinkle in it. A little slider. A little cut fastball, if you will.
Kemp reaches out, protects that plate, carves it foul off to the right.
So everything's down. Everything's down. Busted him in a couple times. And I think that last swing was evident of those pitches in because he had to be quick to it. Try to do something with it. And he fouled it off. Pence playing really deep on the deep side, I would say, in right field.
Swing and a miss. Kemp strikes out for the second time tonight. Cueto gets him again.
Well, as you mentioned, for the second time, the first time in that first inning, it looks like he threw him a changeup to swing and miss. So we're going to go back to the first. So early on, it looks like a heavy dose of fastballs. In, out, in, out. Fastball out again. See, everything's down. There's the changeup to put him away. He saved the changeup for last. And it drops off the table, and Matt Kemp almost reminiscent of the first strikeout in the first inning.
6 strikeouts now for Cueto. 1 down here in the 4th inning. Melvin Upton Jr. jumping on that first pitch and fouling it back. Another first pitch strike for Johnny Cueto. Over and over again. Big gap out in left center field right now for Melvin Upton Jr. Moves Span over to right center. Broken bat, looper back at first, falling fast into right field, a base hit. Heading for third is Myers. It's picked up out there by Pence, run it back into the infield. And it is first and third now for the Padres. A flare out to right field for Upton, and Myers gets to third base.
Isn't that a beautiful thing? Don't you love it? You fight one off. It's a two-seam fastball in, and I tell you what, even a shift isn't going to get that one. Finds the perfect spot. And once again, runners at the corners, fewer than 2 outs. Let's see what they can do.
First and third, 1 down. Derek Norris grounded out to the third baseman Matt Duffy in the second inning. Runner goes, throwing down to second base. Out at second base is Melvin Upton Jr. It almost looked like Vic Carapaz's second base umpire is going to make the safe sign, but he pulls back and calls him out.
Looks like no argument for Melvin Upton Jr. as he retreats back to the dugout. Got him on the hip, looks like before the bag. Yep. Yeah, what do you got, Don? I got out.
I got out.
Slap tag on the high thigh, and he's not on the bag yet. Yes.
It looked like Brandon Crawford was on the move too, kind of late in covering. Almost like they were convinced Posey wasn't going to throw down there. He was on the move when he was headed towards the bag and able to slap that tag on him. But well out in front of the bag coming from shortstop. One-0 to North. Here's what I'm talking about.
Here's the pitch. He's off.
Yeah, maybe not so late. Not too bad. It looked later when from the naked eye, but he was all right.
Right, well,
he was there plenty of time.
You look where he started from.
Long way.
That's a long way.
That's why he was on the move.
And then to catch that ball on the run. So credit Buster Posey for leading him correctly and just enough on that second base
to an area rather than a guy because he wasn't there yet.
That's right.
Strike call, 1-2. Second time the Padres have had a runner to third base. Jay was left at third in the first inning. Trying to get Myers in here in the fourth inning. Good battle tonight. Johnny Cueto, James Shields. Norris in the air to left field. Pagan's got room. Puts it away. Cueto's out of it again and again. The Padres have left a runner at third. 3.5 done, no score. Since Padres baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club Card today. By Jack in the Box, taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo. And by SeaWorld, enter tonight's keyword dolphin on the Ways to Win page at foxsportssandiego.com.
That's bringing back memories. The Crawd to Candlestick. That was a pin that was given to fans. You see the ice buildup on the SF?
Yes.
And Veni, Vidi, Vixi, which means I came, I saw, I conquered in Latin. Sorry about being well-rounded.
Wow.
Anyway, if you endured a game of Candlestick that went extra innings.
Yep, you got one of those.
Well, as you left, you got a Crawd to Candlestick. So this guy is a fan. He stuck it out.
Extra innings. Been to a few extra innings.
Oh, believe it. So it's like a badge of honor, a badge of courage that they gave to the fans for sticking it out, no pun intended, at the stick.
Wow. That is something. I mean, that goes all the way around. It looks like he is, what, 2 rows deep?
Yeah. He's a fan.
Well, Shields has retired 4 Giants in a row. Matt Duffy riding a 3-game hitting streak. 0 for 1 in the game. Fly it out to center field in the first inning. Curveball driven to left, and Upton Jr. back with room to make the catch in front of the track and then run onto it for the first out here at the bottom of the 4th inning.
Looks like he was a little bit too quick to that curveball because it was a hanging curveball, and that's all it takes. Just missing the sweet spot by a little bit, keeping it in the ball yard for out number 1.
1 down here in the 4th, and it brings up Buster Posey getting his second look at James Shields. Joy's playing here at AT&T Park. 11 home games, sitting at 372, only 120 on the road. 558 slugging percentage here at AT&T Park. Something to be said for the comforts of home. Posey has played a couple of games at first base this year for the Giants. Lifts a fly ball to center field. John Jay drifting back and under for out number 2. Fair amount of fly ball outs so far. 2 down.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live on HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
You ever do the mosaic? I can see you doing that where you're watching like 4 games at once.
Yes, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you never get bored that way.
No. It's great. Great way to watch multiple games and have some Ghirardelli chocolate while you're doing it.
6 in a row retired by Shields. Mentioned the fly ball out. So far he's got 7 in 3 2/3 innings.
Just missing the sweet spot, right? Keeping it in the yard. That tells me that the guys are kind of out in front a little bit, keeping them off balance. Cueto's doing it differently, but Shields doing a good job of popping them up.
1 strikeout, 1 walk through 3 2/3. That strikeout was Brandon Belt in the 2nd inning. He went looking. 3-0. Gotta be careful with Brandon Belt. They have the green light here, 3-0. Picks up the outside corner.
Thank you for that call.
Kind of running away.
Yep. Big Bo's thinking, it doesn't have to be a strike now.
Ball 4.
Change up.
Second walk allowed by Shields. Breaks up a string of 6 in a row.
Hey, did you guys know that the NBA playoffs are on Fox Sports San Diego when DeAndre Jordan and the Clippers take on CJ McCollum and the Blazers? Catch Game 5 tomorrow at 6:30, starting with Clippers Live on Fox Sports San Diego. Hoops on Fox.
We play day baseball here tomorrow in the finale of this 3-game series against the Giants. An off day on Thursday in LA, and then 3 against the Dodgers. Part of this 2-city tour for the Padres. Hunter Pence, that open stance from the right side. Starts open and then closes it up. Riding a 4-gamer coming in and walked his first time up. One of 2 walks allowed by James Shields tonight. Two and 0. The behind belt 3-0. That's in there for a strike.
Nice changeup. Hey, pitching backwards. James Shields is known for that. Just because it's fastball count doesn't mean he's going to throw the old number 1.
How you can throw your changeup for strikes at any time.
I tell you what, it's. And you know, I say this to kids, even high schoolers, even young kids. Develop a changeup grip. You'll thank yourself later if you start pitching at other levels. That's a good strike. Looked like a curveball. Had more of a 12-6 tilt to it rather than a sweeper like a slider. Let's see what Derek Norris puts down here. Change. Going David Bowie right here. Change is. And he lays off.
Full count.
Now Will Myers will play behind the runner.
Shields right now in the midst of a meeting with himself. And around the mound counterclockwise, and now returns back up on top. Full count. Belt will get a start at first base with 2 down. Fouled back.
You know, this is where the first base coach for the Giants or any team comes into play. Billy Hayes, the first base coach for the Giants. Because teams will have a timing play where the first baseman might dart in, you know, playing back and then go for a pickoff move. If the runner gets a little froggy, he's got to keep an eye on him, let him know about Will Myers.
Myers hanging around that bag too.
Yep.
Popped up right side. Speaking of Myers, here he comes.
That's a home run in the phone booth.
Myers will make the catch that ends the inning. Shields works his way around a walk. We're scoreless through 4. We get ready for the top half of the 5th inning. Cool night here tonight in San Francisco. Breeze blowing out to right. Padres jersey and hat. Tony Gwynn, and we were talking about the brown jerseys earlier.
Love that logo. Now that is a hat right there. Look at the chain. That's good luck.
Alexei Ramirez leading it off here in the 5th.
He's got the Run DMC glasses on too.
To left and deep. Back goes Pagan at the track. He will leap, not catch it. It's off the wall and off him. Ramirez into second base, standing up with a double to begin things in the 5th inning. Well, you know you're going to get a strike. Cueto always trying to get ahead, and Ramirez not waiting around. Doubles to begin this 5th inning.
And you know what else I noticed about Johnny Cueto? Early in the count, he's throwing up that little wrinkle of a pitch. What's this one? That's like a little backup hit me slider. And Alexei is all over it, just missing a home run. Hey, time to pay some dividends right here in this inning for San Diego. Get that run home. Get on the board.
Third time in 5 innings the Padres have had the lead runner on. Second time it's been a double. Jemile Weeks swinging away to center field. Span back there for the first out. Tagging Ramirez, going to try it. The throw from the cutoff man, and Crawford is not going to be in time. And in safely at third is Ramirez, who gets over there with less than 2 outs. So 1 out, and Ramirez 90 feet away, and Rosales coming up.
You know what I'd like to see here? Make it happen quickly. One of the first 2 pitches.
Jump on it.
Jump on it. Go straight Apache. Sugar Hill gang. Jump on it. Got a game break coming up. Swinging A's. Tigers of Detroit.
Third time Padres have had a runner at third base. See if Rosales can get him in. Look out. Watch your face. Up and in.
Oof, I'll get you up in a hurry. And Adam Rosales turns the right way, away from that pitch. 2-seamer. Man.
The lip of the grass are the Giants all the way around. Rosales taking a pitch inside. And all the way around here, the Giants outfield about straight away on the Padres third baseman. Swing and a miss when chasing. Glenn Hoffman really off the signs.
How about Cueto? Heaters in, backing them off, and then the soft stuff away.
Staying with it. So he started with the hard stuff, then he goes to the soft stuff.
Right.
We'll see what he comes back with.
See the beauty of this sequence, that he can go either way. You know? Curveball. If in fact 2 means curveball.
Missing away, and Rosales with a walk with 1 out.
That looked like a little cutter or a slider maybe. Not a big break. And it's really not the worst, right? It's not the worst fate for Johnny Cueto. The pitcher's coming up. You got a double play in order. See what Shields does right here if he lays one down.
Shields 0 for 7 so far on the year. At the plate. Chance to help out himself here with Ramirez at third base. Rosales at first, 1 down.
And don't forget the old Butcher Boy as well. Could show bunt, pull back, and swing away.
Little slash.
Yes. Big hole on the right side to try to take it that way.
Drops the bunt down, and not coming is Ramirez from third. The throw will be very late, and everybody is safe. Cueto took a look around. He saw that Ramirez was going to retreat to third and not try to score. And Cueto, a little lame getting up here, a little bit of a hobble as he does come to his feet, spinning around and firing to first late.
You know, you want that to be a for sure bunt to score and try to score, I should say. And I think that's the right move right there by Alexei Ramirez. Why? Because now you flip the lineup over. You got bases loaded. And hopefully put some pressure on Johnny Cueto and the Giants. You know, if he goes, he's done it at home plate.
Cueto,
don't you think?
No, I do. Cueto had a little roll of the ankle there too as he planted. Bases loaded now, filled with Padres with one down here in the 5th inning. Jon Jay. Runners in scoring position among the leaders, 4th in that category at 588. See what he can do here against Johnny Cueto. Strike one.
That's Paint. Outside corner.
Ramirez at third, Rosales at second, Shields at first with one out here in the Padres 5th inning.
No wild pitches in this short time of the season for Johnny Cueto.
Did he go? No, says Bill Welke, third base umpire.
What do you think?
Close.
That was close.
On the ground to shortstop, bobbled by Crawford. Will get a second for one on to first for no. Run scores. In from third is Ramirez. Close play, and we'll see if they are going to check this out at first base. As reaching at first right now is Jay. And you got to worry about the play at second base too, with Shields going in there on the slide. That's also part of the new equation.
He went right to the bag. Yep, clean slide at second base. Ooh. I got out.
Oh boy.
I got out.
Giants are going to challenge this.
Remember, it's when the ball hits the back of the glove. When the ball hit the back of the glove of belt, his foot was yet to be on the bag. That's what I saw.
Bill Welke is the crew chief. And the Giants are challenging here that play at first base. Get another look, as you said, the back of the glove.
Right there. And his foot is yet to be on the bag. Well, the crew chief, third base umpire Bill Welke, always in on the call, and the calling umpire as well, Clint Fagan, the first base umpire.
Call on the field is safe right now. The Padres have a 1-0 advantage, but this could be overturned. Crowd here seeing it on the big board. Initial bobble here made it interesting, as Crawford unable to field it cleanly. We're looking at the slide from Shields, and it wasn't a problem at all. He was headed directly towards the bag.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think Jon Jay is going to be out.
It looks like he's out, but I see some craziness. Watch, they gonna come safe. Watch.
Jon Jay is out, and a double play ends this top of the 5th inning, unfortunately, for the Padres. Halfway through without a score. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. Back here in the last half of the 5th inning. Padres threatened but did not score the top half of this inning. And Brandon Crawford, who initiated that inning-ending double play, 6-4-3, leads it off here in the last of the 5th. Brandon Crawford hit by a pitch in the elbow in the 2nd inning. John Jay grounding into that double play. Padres had the bases loaded with 1 out, could not score. 3rd time they've had a base runner at 3rd. Bruce Bochy wins his challenge. On the ground up the middle, ranging is Ramirez. Can't get him. It skirts into center field. Crawford on to start the bottom of the 5th. That is the first Giants hit of the night. It comes here to begin the bottom of the 5th.
Well, nothing you can do as a pitcher. You make a pitch, it's a grounder, and you know the range of Alexei. If he comes up with that, who knows what's going to happen, but a pretty darn good chance that he throws out Crawford at first base. He was ready to pick it, spin towards the glove hand side, and fire a seed over to first. Well, how about another ground ball to get another play? How about a Fresca?
Shields had not given up a base hit until Crawford's hit there. Prior to that base hit, 2 walks and a hit batter, but no hits. Rosales in on the grass at 3rd, anticipating the bunt. There it is. Goes the other way, though. And it's Myers going to throw over his shoulder, and does. With Jamal Weeks covering the bag at 1st. Sacrifice complete. Crawford at 2nd base. Angel Pagan coming up. Pagan grounding out to the shortstop, Alexei Ramirez, in the 3rd inning, 0 for 1.
We're talking to Bruce Bochy before the game once again about the number 8-9 spot pitcher Pagan. He said he first initially did it because Buster was batting 3rd. So in essence, you know, over the course of the game, if Pagan leads it off, Buster would be your cleanup guy. Well, now that Duffy has been batting 3rd the last 2 games here against the Padres, he said, you know what, I don't want to mess up a bad thing.
No.
It's been going, and
Pagan's hitting.
Yeah. Just feel comfortable with it, and they just don't want to mess it up, he said.
That's the 2nd time you've rolled into his voice. Yeah. You're doing pretty well. I guess you're around him a long enough time to be able to do it.
A long time. And also he said when Pagan bats 9, it gives him a chance to run because you got essentially 2 leadoff guys, Pagan and Span, 9 and 1.
Speed at the top and bottom.
And that makes sense, right?
In the air, short right, Weeks running out there. And he makes the catch, turns and fires towards 2nd base in case. That had adventure written all over it. The Breeze played with it as well and pushed it out a little further than I think Jamal Weeks first thought, but he gets out there and makes the catch.
This is a tough play. The flags are blowing out to right center field. Now Jamal Weeks, he's got name and number to the infield, and that ball looks like it maybe hit the inside of the thumb of his glove and then into the webbing securely there as we take a look at right center field. That's tremendous concentration and a nice job by Jamal Weeks.
So 2 down, no advance for Crawford, who remains at 2nd base. Back up top for Denard Span. 8 for 15 with runners in scoring position.
That's a strike. Called that earlier.
Span has fly to center and fly to left, 0 for 2. Same spot. This time it's a strike. Flip a coin.
That's an expression all the time in the dugout. That's a great line. Guys will be dropping that all the time when it's the moving strike zone. Don't tell that to the umpire, though. You'll get tossed.
No. I've never been ejected as an announcer.
No?
Not yet.
Warning?
No. You?
No. I've got some letters written my way, though.
Crawford at second base, 2 down here in the last half of the 5th inning. Second time the Giants have had a runner at second. Shields bluffing off the backside, no throw.
And this is where the infielders get dirty, diving, grounder, right or left.
Got to knock it down.
Got to knock it down. Keep that runner from preventing that run from scoring from second base.
Three and one. Pickoff play at second, and back to the bag safely is Crawford. Alexei Ramirez cheating in from shortstop. Back goes Kemp towards the wall, looking up. That ball is going to be off the wall. Scoring from second is Crawford. 2-second is Span. The Giants have taken a 1-0 lead. Span drives in his 12th run of the year, and the Giants jump on top 1-0.
A lot of crazy bounces in right field and right center field here in San Francisco. Now, this ball is hit so far and deep that Matt Kemp has to make a decision. You get to the point of no return, okay, I can't catch it. B, which way is it going to bounce? He gets a pretty good carom there, to be quite honest with you. Sure, it's a double resulting in a run, but it's got that auxiliary scoreboard out there where there's a lot of nooks and crannies. The ball can hit a certain way. If that ball hits a certain way and bounces over towards the line, he's off and running. Could be an inside the park home run. But fortunately for Matt Kemp, that ball came right back to him off that brick wall.
It was a clean ricochet.
Yeah.
But right by that 365 marker, it can change directions on you, and it depends where it hits on that wall, too. Double for Span, run for the Giants. Panic the batter. It's 2-0. Fly out to right, ground out to first for Panic, and 2 at-bats against James Shields. Another night where Shields pitches so well and gets nothing run support wise.
Mentioned it earlier, but this means his 5th start, but into his 5th start, only 6 runs of support all year.
Here he is into the 5th inning with none tonight, despite the Padres having their chances. Now he's behind 3-0. Denard Span with that 2-out RBI. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk. 3rd walk allowed by James Shields.
Time now to check the Cholula flamethrower. Well, we know that James Shields throws a lot of changeups. The fastball is 91, trying to locate. And if he gets good results with that, that's hot sauce. It's got some flavor to it. He's got to keep it at 1 run here, though, for the Gigantes. 2 outs.
Span at second, Panic at first, 2 down here in the 5th, and Matt Duffy the batter. 0-4-2. Fly out to center, fly out to left. Third time through this Giants order for James Shields. to left center field. Upton on the run, into the slide out there in left field to make the catch and into a tumble.
Wow.
Made the catch awkwardly, landing on his knee out there in left center.
That knee spiked into the ground.
Nice catch, but no give. See if he's all right. 1-0 Giants. Bay Bridge, Golden Gate. Which is it?
Golden Gate.
Golden Gate.
Yeah, they once they get done painting that thing, they got to start all over again. I guess it's a continuous thing.
They just keep doing it?
I guess, yeah. That's the rumor. Rumor has it.
Time now for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. And Johnny Cueto right now pitching very well. Now he's got a lead for the first time.
You know, I will say this: Johnny Cueto and James Shields pitching quite well. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned pitchers duel, but there's the line on Johnny Cueto.
2, 3, and 4 for San Diego in the inning. Will Myers, Matt Kemp, Melvin Upton Jr. if he's okay. Well, he spiked that knee out there, and there's quite a divot out there in left field that he left on the catch. Able to come in and appear to be all right, running in from left field. Popped up right side. Brandon Belt, first baseman, onto that infield grass. 1 down.
You know, I look at this play from Melvin Upton Jr. and watch when he spikes this knee, his right knee. I mean, what does that do to your hip, to your groin? And then the old tuck and roll. We hope that he's okay. He came off under his own power, jogging off the field, but hey, very nice catch. Nice play by Melvin.
And he is coming on deck here for the Padres, so that's a good sign. As Matt Kemp stands in with 1 out here in the 6th inning.
First pitch changeup.
You've been keeping track of first pitch strikes all night? Left side as Duffy, a little bobble on the run and in time. Able to get Kemp. Let's check in with Julie.
Hey guys, well, I was talking to first base coach Tarek Brock, who also works very closely with the outfielders, and I asked him what separates Melvin Upton Jr. from other outfielders that he's worked with, and he said it's the speed. He makes it look easy. He is a center fielder playing left field, and he said as far as the adjustments, he said he's done so well, and the thing that he's really impressed with is the communication between his 3 outfielders. I mean, you've got 3 veteran guys with big personalities. He said they all check their egos at the door and let John Jay be the quarterback and make those calls. Guys?
Thanks, Julie. Yeah, I had a chance to talk to Tarek Brock the other day about that too, and you know, he said that we saw a lot of Melvin Upton Jr. in left field and how hard it is to move from center field to a corner outfield position. Big difference as far as seeing the ball come off the bat, being able to get a good look at what the pitch is coming in, and sometimes cheating a little bit, trying to get a better jump one way or the other from the corners.
More slicing, more hooking of the balls off the bat from the corner outfield positions. You're absolutely right.
You have first pitch strikes for
Yes.
Cueto?
In fact, before this hitter was 16 of 21. Now 16 of 22 for Cueto.
Strike on the outside corner, evens at 2-2.
Hey, was he in contact with the rubber right there when he went to his mouth?
Might have been.
Because that should be a ball then. You're supposed to be not in contact with rubber and then wipe on your uniform after going to your mouth. You can go to the mouth when you're on the dirt area. Back in the old days, like what was it, 3 years ago they changed the rule? You had to be on the grass to go to your mouth, but now you can go to your mouth on the dirt area, but you have to wipe, and like he did there. You got to wipe. But he was in contact with the rubber. See, that should be a ball, shouldn't it? He's in contact with the rubber. Or maybe in the set position as he's ready to go.
Outside, ball 3. Tired 4 Padres in a row. First 2 outs here of the 6th inning, dealing with the meat of the order. Foul back below us. There's Derek Norris waiting on deck. Padres batting here in the top half of the 6th inning. Left John Jay at third in the first. Left Will Myers at third in the fourth. Had the bases loaded with 1 out in the 5th and could not score. Fly ball right field. Hunter Pence out there and right. Puts it away. Cueto with another 1-2-3 inning. 5.5 done. Giants 1-0. San Diego presents Padres baseball, brought to you by Tough Turtle Turf, the industry's only lifetime turf. By Petco, your complete pet store, and by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. We were walking right down there last night, I'm pretty sure, on the way back to the hotel.
Yeah, it was a nice brisk walk. Beautiful city.
Buster Posey leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Posey, Belt, and Pence here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Popped up. Right side of the infield. Weeks equidistant between first and second. Now backpedal, and he'll make that catch. Wynn played with it a tad, but he stayed with it. Posey retired.
As an infielder, even as an outfielder, you get those high towering fly balls. The big key is to keep those feet moving. As we take a look at the out of town scoreboard, hey, the Marlins up on top of the Dodgers in the 6th. Pirates, Rockies also going at it tonight. But you got to keep those feet moving so you can make adjustments at the last second. You just can't be there camped under flat-footed. Balls your feet moving.
Into the shift go the Padres on the right side on Bell. What a pitching matchup tonight. Shields and Cueto. Padres out hitting the Giants 5-2, but trail 1-0. Belt has struck out and walked in 2 plate appearances. Take it the other way. Upton going back towards the track, onto it to make the catch. Had to circle out there to make that grab. 2 down.
There's one of those plays we were just talking about. Melvin Upton Jr., right? Center fielder playing left. The ball that's slicing off the left-handed bat, and then that's an adjustment. Might sound easy, but you know it takes a lot of practice to get that into your brain to recognize when the ball is hit. Okay, I'm going to have to bust it. The trajectory of the ball off the bat is going to change to my right, being in left. You just can't stand your ground. You anticipate spin of the baseball, left-handed bat, and you make up the difference.
2 down here in the 6th inning. Hunter Pence, a walk and a pop out.
I think all that armor should be outlawed.
Too much gear?
Yep, that's too much gear. I'm sorry. TMG.
Too much gear.
Looks like an armadillo. I mean, look, seriously. Because guys can now hang in there, take it off the elbow. It all started with Barry Bonds back in the day.
And it won't hurt.
And it won't hurt. So what good does the fastball in do? They just stay in there. They take a hit by pitch. Don Baylor looks at that and he laughs.
Oh. What times did he get hit in his career? Do you remember?
Well, Biggio's the leader.
Yeah.
And then Ron Hunt and then Baylor. Because I remember Biggio took the crown away from Ron Hunt, but Baylor was always, or maybe Hunt and Baylor were 2 and 3.
3-0 swinging and driving this back to the track and the wall. He's thinking 2. And into second base with a 2-out double goes Hunter Pence on the 3rd hit of the night for the Giants. Swinging 3-0.
Yeah, aggressive swing, no matter what the count. And that's why as a pitcher you just can't lay it in there, and that was not the intent, but this ball leaks up and in. He wanted it down and away.
Biggio was hit 285 times. Baylor second, 267 times.
Yeah, that's a lot of ice.
Now first base open. Brandon Crawford up. And they're going to intentionally put him on.
Hey, remember a catcher by the name of Jason Kendall?
Sure do.
He is now number 3. Ron Hunt is number 4. So Biggio, Baylor, Kendall, Hunt.
Huh. So Crawford they'll intentionally put on here and deal with the pitcher. Johnny Cueto waiting on deck. First and second, 2 down. And Cueto coming up. Line down to center field in the 2nd inning. And the sacrifice bunt in the 5th inning. Play for him to go the other way. John Jay shallow into right center. Breaking ball in there for strike one.
You know, if I'm in this position as a pitcher and I'm not really the best hitter, I'm looking at Will Myers at first base. I'm going to try to push one down the first base line and try to beat him with the bag. That's just one thought.
Swings away and chops it foul.
Did he tweak his back there on that last play? Kind of looks like he was
stretching it out, yeah.
Gingerly stretching his back and walking back to the batter's box. There he is.
Swing and a miss. Very late swing at that. Racing by him to end the inning. That is strikeout number 2 for Shields. It's 1-0 Giants through 6. Cueto getting out of some jams in this game is able to strike out a couple of times. Kemp, stolen base, caught stealing is Upton Jr. And then the big double play with the bases loaded. Brandon Crawford on to Joe Panik and to Belt to finish that off. The only run of this game. Denard Span with a double to right field that scored Brandon Crawford. And the Giants take the 1-0 advantage into the 7th inning in this game summary. Shields pitching very well again tonight, giving up that 1 earned run. It's the difference in the game. Cueto's given up no runs in 6 innings, and Span with that RBI double. That's it. Well pitched ball game, 7th inning, and Derek Norris to get it started. 72 pitches through the first 6 innings for Cueto.
And action in the Padre bullpen. Left-hander just called up, Michael Kirkman. That's right. Andy Green, the manager for the Padres, now has 3 left-handers. Brad Hand, Ryan Buchter, and now Michael Kirkman.
In El Paso this morning. Now in San Francisco, and I guess Andy Green just trying to get him some action, I guess, right away here in what is a close game. 1-0. Derek Norris, followed by Ramirez and Weeks. Broken back grounder outside of third and foul. He'll need a new bat. Five in a row retired here by Cueto. Norris retrieves a new piece of lumber. Look at the box score tonight for the Padres. Norris batting now has grounded out to third, flied out to left for his 0 for 2.
Well, I'm guessing Kirkman up in the pen. If it gets down to the pitcher spot, that means that the Padres have got something going. Hopefully take the lead and then maybe Bring Kirkman in. You've got switch hitter Pagan leading off next inning, and then 2 lefties for the Giants next half inning. Just a thought.
Brett Wallace limbering up in the dugout for perhaps a pinch hitting appearance. One that he was so successful at a year ago. Swing and a miss. Louis T out there. Showing his back to the hitter, and Norris strikes out at 7 strikeouts for Johnny Cueto.
Looking at the center field scoreboard, then flipping up the changeup down and away off the plate.
7 of them. 1 down, Alexei Ramirez. Ramirez grounded out to third in the second. Double to left field in the 5th inning. Alexei didn't like it. Probably because it wasn't a strike.
Yeah. It's got to be tough as a hitter to erase that, but that's part of the game, just like from the pitching end of it.
Little quick pitch there. It's fouled off to the right out play. 6 in a row retired by Cueto. Cueto signed through 2021 with a club option for 2022. 30 years of age as this 2016 season starts. Wants new signs from Buster Posey.
Change up. Away.
2-2. All Weeks on deck with 1 out here in the 7th. Full count. 41,413 on hand tonight. 41-1-3. 421st sellout here at AT&T Park. Popped up, foul ground, that will get into the seats.
This copyright telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Line to center. Span coming in, but it's going to be in for a base hit. Second hit of the night for Alexei Ramirez. Breaks up a string of 6 in a row retired by Cueto. So the Padres have a 1-out base runner.
Real quick pitch. He got on top of it just enough. And you know what else helped him, I think? The movement of that pitch. He got jammed a little bit. If he hits that on the sweet spot, it's a good chance that Span catches that on the fly. But sometimes getting jammed is the benefit to the hitter.
So Ramirez at first, 1 down. Jamal Weeks the batter. Soft toss over to first, and Ramirez back without a problem. Weeks gets the arms out of the way, but it's in there for a strike. Fastball from Cueto, and it's 0-1. Oh, and 2.
Well, he keeps him off balance, doesn't he? Both pitchers
constantly changing speeds.
Yeah, both pitchers tonight. James Shields doing a fine job. Johnny Cueto, different style of pitching.
Shields 84 pitches deep into his outing through the first 6 innings. Only blemished that RBI double by Denard Span in the 5th inning.
High fastball here. Oh, come on. Really? I mean, especially the high strike.
And Weeks takes with him the 8th strikeout for Johnny Cueto of the night. Two down. Ramirez at first base gains his lead again, and there's Rosales who takes strike 1. Rosales striking out in the 3rd inning swinging. He walked in the 5th inning. Throw to first and back to the bag. Ramirez. Shields has come out on deck. Pitcher spot up next. New action for the Padres in the pen. Ryan Buchter now up in the pen. Runner goes on the 0-2 and is grounded foul. That time Ramirez getting a start at first base. There is Buchter getting ready in the pen. Had been Kirkman before, but now it's Buchter.
Good layoff there. The changeup in the dirt. It's amazing how one pitch can make a difference in the game, huh?
Especially in a 1-0 game.
Denard Span. That's the difference. Both pitchers pitching their little hearts out. And Denard Span driving in that run. Double in the 5th.
A 2-out RBI at the time. A little closer over there at first base, but back to the bag and kind of falling over it was Alexei Ramirez in his return to the bag. And he kept his foot on the bag the whole time. Yanked that up and away at 94. Overthrew it a little bit. 2-2.
Now, sometimes pitchers will do that by design. They'll sacrifice going 2-2 to set something up for the next pitch. Let's see if he goes to that changeup again. Cueto not afraid to throw that changeup righty on righty.
Full count now.
They're touching 94.
Back to back.
Yeah. Boy, and you know, the perfect workload for, you know, this is the only inning where he's thrown close to 20 pitches.
Patient at bat here for Adam Rosales, batting out of the 8 spot. And a swing and a miss. Cueto gets him. Changeup. 9th strikeout for Cueto. Padres had a base runner, but Cueto takes care of business. He strikes out the side. The changeup ends the inning. 1-0 Giants. For the Crickets, something to smile about. A couple of good defensive plays the last 2 nights for left fielder Melvin Upton Jr. First, that play at Matt Duffy at second base. He tried to extend to a double. And then tonight on a line drive, kind of planted his knee, but still made the catch out there with a somersault, leaving a pretty good divot out there in left field. Melvin Upton Jr. and his counterpart trying to fix that divot out there. Angel Pagan. This is a sizable divot at that. But some good defense turned in by the Padres left fielder Melvin Upton Jr. And some good pitching tonight from James Shields, pitching here into the 7th inning. 1 run, the difference between the two clubs. Run back in the 5th inning for the Giants. Angel Pagan leading it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 9-1-2 for the Giants. Pagan 0 for 2 has grounded out to shortstop and popped out to second base. Coming into the game hitting at .356 so far in the year.
Kind of like what you see from James Shields. That's the 85th toss into the 7th inning to start, and Brandon Maurer starts his trek down to the bullpen to get hot.
On the ground, Weeks at second base.
Nice.
1 down here in the 7th inning.
Nice curveball there from James Shields, getting the grounder.
Back up top for Denard Span. He's the difference. Is RBI double with 2 outs in the 5th inning that scored Brandon Crawford. Otherwise, he's fly to center, flied out to left. Shields so far in the year has gone 6 innings, 7 innings twice. Last time out 6 innings. The Panda is long gone, but the hat is not. Popped up foul off to the left on a cool night. The Panda hat still comes in handy.
It's got good shelf life.
It does. It's just a good looking hat.
And you know when the ears get cold. Is that a seal?
It's a seal.
Oh, how cool is that?
One. Fouled off to the left, out of play.
I'd like to see a nice 1-2-3 crisp inning right here for James Shields. A solid 7. Now this being his 5th start. 6 innings, 7 innings, 7 innings, 6 innings his prior starts this year. So I would have to say, Don, tonight obviously probably the best thrown game for James Shields this year.
But again, no run support.
Yeah, and those pitches up in the zone, got to be careful, got to make an adjustment, working down now.
Last year, Shields 1-1 against these Giants. 3 games started. Two. He has walked 4 tonight, struck out 2. There's Joe Panik waiting on deck. Fouled off to the left, out of play. Do it again, 3-2. It has been a frustrating night so far for the Padres. While Shields has been pitching so well in this ball game tonight, offensively the Padres have had their chances but not been able to get anything in so far.
So frustrating for everybody, especially when, you know, as an offensive player, you want to contribute for your pitcher, because he's out there busting his tail and keeping it close. But as I mentioned for the Giants, 1 pitch, that's the Denard Span double, that's been the difference in this ball game. It's too bad that the Padres can't come up with a couple hits to either tie it or take the lead.
Bounce to second base. Weeks underhanded a fair distance, but he gets it there to get Span.
2/3 of the way there here in the 7th.
So 2 down, and Joe Panik coming up. Both starters pitching well and deep into this game. 6 2/3 for Shields, 7 full for Cueto. And just the 1 run back in the 5th inning for the Giants. 9 Ks for Cueto along the way, including striking out the side in the 7th inning. Into shallow left, backpedaling. Alexei Ramirez will put it away. A 1-2-3 7th, a well-pitched ball game by James Shields. 1-0 Giants. Much back here at AT&T Park, where Johnny Cueto is back on the hill for the 8th inning, and he'll be dealing with a pinch hitter, and Brett Walsh batting in the pitcher spot. That's the night for Shields, who goes the first 7 innings. Walsh an even 100 average, a couple of RBIs, coming off the bench to pinch hit here in the 8th. Giants shifting on him on the right side.
Hey, great effort by James Shields tonight.
Outstanding.
That's a good night in the big leagues. Kept his team in the game, only surrendering 1 run. He walked 4.
94 pitches in 7 innings of work. Big swing by Wallace, but no contact. Seven innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 walks. 1 was intentional. He struck out 2 to James Shields. 94 pitches thrown.
Okay, here's what some of the chatter's like in the dugout when you're on the Padres, because I've been there. James Shields pitches that 7th inning, right? Comes in the dugout. I'm one of maybe 2 or 3 guys that is standing up and yelling at the team, let's go. Let's get this guy some runs. He's pitching his you-know-what off. Let's get him some runs. That's the attitude. That's the atmosphere in the dugout. And after that, all eyes are on Johnny Cueto.
Strike in there, and it's a full count.
To try to do just that.
It's been a recurring theme. Very good outing for Shields, but no run support. Fouled straight back.
It looks like Cueto may be getting some pitches up too, huh? Clearly trying to stay away from Brett Wallace, but a couple of those pitches in the heart of the plate.
Down the line and a fair ball. Look out in the bullpen. That'll bang around, and Wallace is headed for second. Now he's going to throw the brakes on. Good thing he did.
Did that hit, or did he do the splits on that in the dugout? Or in the bullpen? Brandon Maurer?
Splits.
At first I thought it may have hit him, but no indication from the umpire.
A pinch hit single here for Wallace right down the line at first. A lot of people down there.
Oh, so he purposely okay. He purposely let it go through his legs. And he'll settle for the single.
Lead runner on for the Padres. Now Jay with a hack and fouls it at the dish. Here's action for the Giants now in the pen. Corey Guerin just up. As Cueto just has gotten up over 100 pitches at 102. Tying run at first base right now for San Diego.
There's the bloop. How about blast? Right, a bloop and a blast. And as I mentioned, I took John Jay and picked the stick. One of the reasons was because 3 career home runs off Johnny Cueto. It's getting late.
Most pitches thrown in a game this year. Cueto 116. Swing and a miss, and that one is by Jay. 10th strikeout for Johnny Cueto's out number 1 of the 8th inning.
Tailing fastball away. I mentioned that Cueto is getting some pitches up. That's a 2-seamer. The thing is, it's up, but it's off the plate just enough to where John Jay can't get a piece of it. Now a grounder gets him out of this inning.
One down here in the 8th inning. Will Myers extended that hitting streak to 11 games with a single to left field in the 4th inning. 1 for 3 night. Night over for James Shields after 7 strong innings here tonight, giving up just the 1 run. Came into this outing with a record of 0-3. Ball and a strike to Myers. We're going to have a pinch runner as Travis Jankowski is going to pinch run for Brett Wallace at first base. Now, if you're Myers, you really can't give him a strike to give the chance to get into second base because the count's 1-1.
Yeah.
Electing to pinch run for him now.
Home run would take care of that.
2-1. Throw to first, and Jankowski just gets back. That was close.
Yeah, Cueto's got a good move. He's quick, just like James Shields. Quick with the feet, quick dart over to first base. How close was it? The swipe tag by Belt.
And looking at the dugout here, they may want to challenge this. We'll see. Nope, Bruce Bochy does not. Home plate umpire DJ Rayburn was stepping in front of home plate and looking into that Giants dugout. Three and one to Myers. So the good hitters count. Myers now, Kemp next. One out, top of the 8th. Padres down by a run. Jankowski pinch running in first.
Curveball.
In there for strike 2.
Some type of short breaking ball.
Giants crowd coming alive here with a full count to Myers. Cueto's got 10 strikeouts. Runner goes. Here's 11 strikeouts, and that's going to be a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Could not have ended worse for the Padres here in the 8th. Cueto leaves with 11 strikeouts. Strike him out, throw him out. 1-0 Giants. Plays of the game. Well, the Padres certainly had their chances. This grounded into a double play with the bases loaded. Turned out to be the best chance the Padres have had. John Jay just nabbed it first, as at first he was called safe, but they challenged it. The Giants won the challenge. Only run of this game. Bernard Span with a double off the right field fence and scored Crawford, and the only run of the game. And this just happened. A strike him out, throw him out with a tag on the face. Jankowski sliding into second base after Myers had struck out. And it's on to the bottom of the 8th inning. Brandon Maurer into the game. Pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
You know, we talk about holds for pitchers when you have the lead. Well, 1-run deficit, it's time to hold the Giants to 1 run and get back in that dugout quickly and try to go to work in the top of the 9th.
So Maurer taking over here for James Shields. How about Johnny Cueto? 11 strikeouts in this game, 5 in these last 2 innings, the 7th and 8th innings. Matt Duffy batting, and per usual, John Jay well over into right center. They're playing for him to go the other way and then some. Down the right field line and foul. Duffy tonight has flied out to center, flied out to left, and last time up, lined out to left. That was a great catch out there by Melvin Upton Jr. Now a swing and a miss. Bauer strikes him out for the first out of the 8th inning. Third strikeout tonight for Padres pitching. First for Brandon Bauer.
Did he go to the breaking ball? We know that Bauer's got the high heat, the low heat, and he puts a wrinkle in one there, brings him to his knees.
One out for Buster Posey. He's grounded out to third, flied out to center, and popped out to second base. Strike one. Now working in his 10th game of the year. Chop up over the mound and towards second. Weeks on the run and in time. Nice play by Jamal Weeks. Maurer kind of backpedaled up over the mound. That's a tough play to make coming off the mound for a pitcher, and Weeks charging all the way from second base. Nice play by the Padres second baseman.
Yeah, Jamal Weeks realizes that he has to be quick, but not too quick, because Buster Posey does not run well. So here it is. It's the chopper. Maurer gives it his best effort when he's out. You know, he actually, you know what he did? He pulled back so he doesn't deflect that. That's what I gathered from that. Rather than trying to extend and make the play himself, coming in on the play much easier for Weeks.
That'll be a tough play for a pitcher to go off the side of the mound like that.
Yeah.
When you're running off a hill.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Right.
2 down. Brandon Belt getting his 4th plate appearance of the game. Strikeout, walk, and a fly out to deep left. Took Melvin Upton Jr. to the warning track, but he made the catch out there last time up for the Giants first baseman. Three and 0. Bell taken all the way, and he takes the strike. Back to the fastball at 93. To left center field. Melvin Upton Jr. going back, and it's going to be over his head. One off the wall. Upton will get it back in, but not before Belt stands at second base with a 2-out double. A rocket out to left center field on a line, and quickly by Upton Jr. And Belt's got himself a 2-out double here in the 8th inning.
You know, there's been a trend tonight with the Giants offense, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Orsillo, but every time the Giants have gotten a 2-out knock, there's been some doubles. They've been left stranded. So this time, 2-out double, 2 outs. So leave them stranded out there again.
Well, they're trying to obtain some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hunter Pence will try to get it done.
The only bad news was in that 5th inning, 2 outs, the double scored that run, that leadoff single by Brandon Crawford.
Casilla, the closer for the Giants, headed down there. Strike, and it's 2-1. For Cueto, 111 pitches. Fouled off, and it's 2-2. 11 strikeouts for Cueto in 8 innings, 111 pitches thrown. Double play to strike him out, throw him out. Double play that ended the top half of this inning.
Doing a good job keeping the ball down and away to Pence.
There again, and it's good for strike 3. Now Mauer comes back to strike him out and end the inning. Padres coming up in the 9th. It'll be Matt Kemp to lead it off. They just need a run. Down 1-0 to the really been the story of this game so far tonight, Mark Grant.
Both pitchers, pitch by pitch, doing a good job, but it's boiling down to one pitch as James Shields kept him off balance with the changeup, the fastball in, busting some lefties in. Johnny Cueto pulling the string anytime, anywhere for strikeouts. 11 total, up to 111 pitches for Johnny Cueto. And another part of that story is no offense again for James Shields as Johnny Cueto going for the complete game shutout tonight.
6 career shutouts, 12 career complete games. If you wonder about his career high in pitches thrown, 125 is April 22nd of last year at Milwaukee. And in case Casilla, the closer, up for the Giants, he's ready to go if needed. Here's Matt Kemp. First pitch swinging, fouls it off to the right, out of play. 0-for-3 tonight. Striking out in the first, again in the fourth, and then grounded out to third base in the 6th inning. Eleven strikeouts for Cueto. His career high in strikeouts, 12. He's done that on 2 occasions. Kemp, Melvin Upton Jr., Derek Norris.
And we know when Matt Kemp is swinging the bat well, right center field. Hunter Pence playing deep in right field, kind of shading over towards right center.
2-2. There's Upton Jr. waiting on deck. Close, but a ball.
You know, according to tracks, it looks like it's a strike. Home plate umpire tonight, DJ Rayburn. He's been calling more pitches kind of up in the zone, not giving them the ones below.
In the air to right field. Pence coming in to make the running catch. Late break, he comes in and makes the grab. Did not react right away. And he creates a pretty good divot out there in right center. He's got a fix, one away.
Yeah, you could see after this catch was made that he kind of shook his head, kind of maybe upset with himself that he didn't get the good jump. That's a big first out.
What's up with the no give on the outfield grass?
Yeah, well, you know what? Those knees, both Melvin Upton Jr. and Pence, they went into that dirt like lawn darts.
To right shallow. Pence, 2 down. Easier play this time. Oh, Norris coming up here. Last hope for the Padres. Let's revisit our keys.
Well, they were keep Cueto quiet. Well, that's not going to happen, it looks like. 8 2/3. Padres got one more out to go, and they create the Myers Kemp Upton sandwich. Well, the bread's supposed to be John Jay and Derek Norris. The double left stranded by John Jay, and Derek Norris 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
Broken back grounder to third, fielded by Duffy. The throw is good, and the Giants won it 1-0. Frustrating night for the Padres. Great night for Johnny Cueto. A complete game shutout of the San Diego Padres, 1-0. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?